Spy Family Code White was so much fun. And Megan, you get one of the most ridiculous scenes I've seen in like a movie in a while with the whole poop god. What was your reaction when you just saw that the series was getting to this next level of goofiness?
I died laughing because I didn't know anything about the movie because it had come out in December in Japan, but I still hadn't watched it. I hadn't seen anything about it. So when we went into record, I was cackling. I was dying laughing at the absurdity that the heights it's like they just kept taking this one joke and just kept building and building upon it, and it just got funnier and funnier. But while maintaining its family friendliness, because you would think like, oh, how many funny poop jokes can we make that are still family friendly? But they really were so creative. It was so great. They were walking a line and they stayed true to it. And so yeah, I know exactly what scene you're talking about, and it is so fantastic. And I was just dying because I was like, wow, this animation is gorgeous, but it's about toilets. Like, but it was amazing.
Yeah, it's paired with just the most beautiful animation. It's like very Ghibli-esque, like just a gorgeous scene. And it's just
So beautiful. I cannot wait to
I'm so
like
excited. You're hyping me up so much.
you're gonna be like, wow, this is gorgeous animation. Like, I can't wait to see your fight scene. You
Yeah.
can't wait to see my toilet imagination scene. It's crazy. So yeah, it was done so well, and it is so genuinely funny, but in like a nice way that, like, yeah, I'll take my kid to see this, because I feel like it could be really weird, but they did it so well. Like, it's so funny. And it's great. So I can't wait to watch that on the big screen. So
yeah, that'll definitely be a highlight. And Natalie, as Megan mentioned, Yor has like the biggest fight scene yet in this film. It's so intense. You're going up against a super soldier. What was the highlight of getting to act out this very extended sequence that, you don't normally see in a TV episode? There's been some great action in the past, but this is really next level and sets it apart from, truly being a movie compared to just a longer TV episode.
Yeah, I would say honestly, kind of like you mentioned, where it just was next level, where the animation was so gorgeous, and I'm getting hyped up in the moment, and like, oh my gosh, I want this to be as cool as possible because I think it's just insanely cool. So I think that was the biggest thing for me, where I'm sitting there going, oh, this is amazing. I want to try to live up to this as much as possible, and um just knowing that it's gotten to that point and it's getting to that point where we're building up to that level of stakes, it's just really cool.
And Megan, I wanted to ask specifically about playing Anya because she's the only character that knows what's like really going on. She knows all the secrets, but she's also a small child, so she doesn't fully comprehend everything and she
yeah.
misinterprets stuff. So how's it like voicing that innocence of the character? Because that's such a great trait to her.
Yeah, it is. She's such a well-written child, and I think that is we were at a convention, and Alex was with us, and he put it so great. He was like, the show really works because Anya is just a kid. She just is such a well-written child. Yes, she happens to have like this superhuman ability, but she is still just a kid. It doesn't give her any other fantastical powers. She still has the brain of a child. So it's fun to get to play that, where she's like, oh, cool, my mom does this, and my dad is a spy, and my dog can see the future, but like, and it just sounds like the ramblings of a child if she ever said it out loud. Like, people always go, what would you do? What would you think Anya, and what would everyone do if Anya told everyone the truth? I'm like, they would think she was just playing. Like, she's so, because she's such a kid. Like, she's such this fantastic, like, she has a big imagination. And so the
And
fact,
she tells these stories all the
yeah, she
time. Like
tells
she
crazy stories just to seem cool to her classmates. And yeah, so I think she's such a well-written kid while having this knowledge about everyone around her. I think that is just so fun, and it truly is what makes her so perfect and fun to play, because there's nothing special other than, oh wow, I can hear what you're thinking, you know, and that's it. Other than that, it's like she's still a 5-year-old, if she's even
And
5, allegedly. So
And Natalie, we talked up the fight scene, which is incredible, but there's so many great character moments throughout this film, especially with Yor and Loid. There's so many cute little, like romance elements. I'm just screaming at the computer saying, "Get together, you two." But how was it, getting to show both sides of the character and having those more sweet moments of insecurity as well that you get to show off?
I love that aspect about her. To me, the fact that she does have these moments where she's so strong and competent and able to hold her own against all kinds of these crazy bad guys versus like her struggle just with being able to be vulnerable and explore her feelings and working slowly but surely on overcoming her anxiety around like Loid and her relationship with him and Anya. I love that about her because I think it's what really grounds her and makes her such an accessible and relatable character, and where it's like she's not just the cool anime like girl character, like she is also feels like someone that is so realistic, kind of like again where Anya is this real kid, Yor feels like a real
person with
yeah
insecurities and
yeah, where she's dealing with you know this voice in her head that's constantly telling her that she's not enough, she's not normal enough, and she has to be normal. And I love how much Loid reaffirms that society's definition of normal isn't necessarily the important thing. Is, are you happy? Are we supporting each other? Are we communicating? Are we meeting each other's needs? That's more important than looking and acting normal, especially as long as you're all, again, your goal is to love and support each other as a family. So I love that it keeps reinforcing that message home, and I think that's really one of the strong points of the series, and that carries over into the movie as well.
Yeah, that's really wonderful. And I think that's one of the reasons why this series has become such a huge hit. And Megan, this franchise has become just gigantic and we've seen such popularity, but there are people that haven't seen it yet. Do you think this is a good starting point for someone, to bring in a friend and check out the series for the first time?
Yes. Yeah, we were just talking about this, about how they do such a great job at the beginning of the movie of just giving you a nice, quick little recap of, hey, this guy does this, this lady does this, they're married, this is their adopted child who also does that. Like they kind of give you a nice little recap of everything, and it's such a simple enough concept where you're like, okay, cool. That you can go into this movie and watch it and bring your friend along who has seen zero of the show. Even like the scenes with like the kids at school, right, where she gets her assignment of like cooking class or whatever. You really don't have to know everything about those kids because she goes to school and you're like, oh, okay, that's her friend and that's the boy who calls her a stinky butt, and we all have had that experience where you're like, yeah, there's always that one kid in class who's just rude, and so yeah, I think it's just such a good starting point, and it is such a great this is a great way to get someone into it if they don't want to sit down and watch like a bunch of episodes at once. It's like, okay, we'll just watch the movie, and if you like this, you could watch a bunch of episodes about the same thing. So yeah.
Yeah, I think this movie and a lot of anime movies kind of serve as a great, like, if you are thinking about watching this is a great way to kind of see if it's to your taste and if it's the kind of thing you like, if you're gonna emotionally start to resonate with the characters once they've had some momentum going. So I love that aspect of it a lot.